For all you Big Little Lies fans, I know that I can't put this song in the video because it'll be like a copyright issue, but like if you just like look at the ocean and you think like doo, 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 doo. Okay, I'm scared. Where's that? Good morning, YouTube. What's up, guys? Little change of scenery today. I am in Monterey, California. I've been here for a couple days now, just on a little vacation. But the reason why I'm talking to you today is because I'm going for a run, and I'm doing it in the Asics Gel Nimbus 22. I did a first run impressions video on the Asics Glide Ride, and I really liked that and kind of where Asics is going with all of their new shoes. So we're gonna see, is this kind of going in the same direction as the Glide Ride, or is this really more of the same from Asics? I'll definitely say that judging by the looks of the shoe, it looks pretty Asics-y, but we're gonna see. Maybe it rides like a dream, who knows? That's what the video's for. So about a mile in, a little over a mile, and shoes feel firmer than I anticipated, but I thought it was supposed to be one of their softer shoes, considering it's called like Nimbus. The AHAR rubber that Asics is using is so far holding up pretty well. Was on a slippery boardwalk before, and it kind of held me onto the boardwalk pretty well. There's a lot of dirt and stuff here, so the traction seems to be pretty good. But other than that, I'm just pretty obsessed with this view. Back in New York in the snow and the rain and the freezing cold. I wish I could just take California's weather and put it in New York for the entire year and we'd be golden, really. But I mean, we can't have everything we want, right? So while I was in California, as you guys know, I ran once. I was hoping to run more, but I got a cold and la 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 and all this other stuff. But I ran once, and I did it in the Asics, ooh, that was good, Gel Nimbus 22. Now, Asics sent me this shoe. Shout out Asics. I've ran in the Nimbus previously, and I didn't love it, honestly. It wasn't my favorite shoe. I felt like it was clunky. I felt like there was really nothing super special about it, and I had a lot of heel slippage, but this was back in like 20 15 or 16. So I was interested to see kind of what improvements they've made. And as you know, if you've been watching my channel, I reviewed the Asics Glide Ride, and I was pretty impressed with that shoe. And I felt like, you know, maybe Asics is heading in a slightly different direction than what they've been doing for the past eternity. So I wanted to see if the Asics Gel Nimbus 22 was different. And after my first run in the shoe, I'm not so sure that it is much different. So let's start with some of the stuff that I did think about the shoe, and I guess we'll kind of go from there. We can formulate our opinion together. But the upper is made of an engineered mesh, and for an Asics shoe, it's not super built up and bulky like a lot of their other shoes are. They have a little bit of some overlays here in the forefoot, the Asics logo to kind of, you know, keep your forefoot in place. And in the back, they have a hardened heel counter, but there's not a ton of plastic, which I did appreciate because I can't stand all those uppers with plastic everywhere and nonsense, just making the shoe feel like it's 15 ounces. I hate that. So I did super appreciate that they did not really build this up as much as they normally do. I didn't really have too much heel slipping, a little bit, but nowhere near as bad as the previous Nimbus that I ran in a couple years ago. A negative was definitely that there is no pull tab here, and there is no sort of technology that resembles a pull tab, so we just don't have a pull tab, and it's 2019, and why doesn't your shoe have a pull tab? And if you remember correctly, the Asics Glide Ride also did not have a pull tab. So maybe it's an Asics thing that I've just like never picked up on. The midsole is where this shoe got strange for me. So Asics is using their Flytefoam Propel in this midsole here. And of course, because this is an Asics shoe, they've managed to squeeze some gel in the heel area here. But I was a little disappointed with this midsole. So to me, Nimbus, let's look up the definition of Nimbus real quick for those of you who don't know. Okay, so the definition of Nimbus is, one, is a luminous cloud or a halo surrounding a supernatural being or a saint. Very bizarre. But the other one is a large gray rain cloud. Now the point is that Nimbus means cloud, no matter which way you want to say it, it means cloud. So I figured this would be a cloud feeling shoe. Super soft, super cushy, plush, protective, all of the above, as a cloud should be or is or something like that. But the problem for me was that I didn't feel any of those things. It felt kind of firm to me, honestly. I didn't run too far in the shoe. I only ran a 5K, but there were definitely points in the run where I was wishing I had more cushioning under my foot. It's not like the shoe is totally firm and it feels like a rock under your foot, because it doesn't. But if you're gonna call a shoe a Nimbus, then it should be soft. Point blank period, drop mic, go home. And I've seen other reviewers say that this shoe is soft, so maybe I'm just a weakling and don't have any strength in my feet, but I just felt like this could have felt softer and more comfortable. One thing that I will say that I did kind of laugh about is in the Glide Ride, I didn't even feel the gel in the heel at all. And I was just like, what is the point of this? And there was very little of it there, so that kind of is understandable. But in the Nimbus, I definitely felt that gel in the heel. And it made me actually think about how the heel of this shoe for me was so cushioned, but the forefoot was kind of really lacking. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. Another kind of negative for me is that the shoe really has no technology to help you move forward in your stride. With the Glide Ride, Asics does have that guide sole technology where the shoe kind of curves upward, and a lot of other shoes that I've reviewed on my channel have the same sort of technology or something like that that helps you kind of get up on your forefoot in your running stride. If you look at this shoe, it is flat AF. So it's up to the runner to kind of get up in their forefoot, and while that's fine, and that's what runners have been doing for all of the decades before all of this technology, I'm spoiled now, and I want something that's going to help me get up in my toe area and propel me forward. It just felt like, meh. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's a running shoe. Why am I talking like this? Moving on to the outsole of this shoe, we have Asics AHAR rubber, and that stands for Asics High Abrasion Rubber. This was actually part of the shoe that I really liked. In California, I was running on all different kinds of terrain in the 3 miles that I ran on a paved road, I ran on some slippery boardwalk, I ran on dirt, I ran on sand, I ran on some rocks, I ran on it all. But the point is that I never felt like my foot was slipping or sliding or that the traction was lacking in any way. So this AHAR rubber really does do the job. While it might add weight to the shoe, which I'm sure that it does, it was maybe one of my favorite aspects of the shoe. I also really appreciate these flex grooves that they have in between the lines of the AHAR rubber to give your foot the ability to flex, obviously, and to keep it from being so rigid. And that also reduces weight, so I really liked that they had these flex grooves there. And the last thing I'm gonna kind of nitpick about the Gel Nimbus 22 is the weight. Asics is saying that the Gel Nimbus 22 is 9 ounces for a woman's size that they don't specify on their website as far as I can tell, but I'm sure as hell positive it isn't for a size 10.5. So this shoe is even heavier than that, and it feels it. I mean, my hand is basically breaking. And while that's not the worst weight, and there's definitely heavier shoes out there, I just feel like we could be doing better. There's so many other shoes that are considered daily trainers in this max cushion sort of realm that are lighter. New Balance 1080 V10. This shoe, like a lot of Asics on the market, minus the Glide Ride, just reminds me of the past and the old technologies that running shoe brands were using, and I just feel like it could be done better at this point. So at this point, that's kind of where I'm at with this shoe. There's things that I think could be better. I don't hate the shoe. I'm definitely going to keep running in it, but it's not necessarily something that excites me. One positive that I will say is that I think this shoe will last you 500 miles or more, as all Asics shoes kind of do. They're like bulletproof, basically, and I think that this could definitely give you a good amount of miles. So maybe because of that, the price point is worth it of $150. And if you use my code RUNHELLER in all caps on runningwarehouse.com, you can get 10% off. So guys, that kind of concludes my first run impressions of the Asics Gel Nimbus 22. When I put more miles in this shoe, I'll be giving it a full review, and who knows, maybe my opinion will change. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you've done all of those things, also don't forget to hit the notifications bell down below so you can see every time that I upload a new video. I have lots of new videos coming up for you guys, so stay tuned for those. And in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and also don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. This is my mom.
Hi everyone. Oh, you're very proud of this one.